Righto. So you've just found out that your kid might be using drugs. There's a moment right at the start here where what you do next can either help or make things a whole lot worse. Most parents, good parents, seem to get this part wrong. Not because they don't care, but because they panic. And that reaction, that first response, can shut everything down before the conversation's even started. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through what not to do in that moment and what actually might work instead. Because this stuff, it matters way more than you think. So finding out your kid might be using drugs is not a calm, logical moment. It's shock, it's fear, it's anger, and sometimes it can even be guilt. You start thinking, man, how long has this been going on? Who are they with? Is this serious? Have I missed something? And your brain goes straight to worst case scenario. That's normal. But here's the problem. When you're in that state, you don't respond. You react. And I've seen this play out over and over again. Parents who care so deeply, but in that first moment, they just go way too hard, too fast, all guns blazing. And it pushes the whole thing in the wrong direction. So let's have a chat about things not to do. Do not go full punishment mode. One of the most common reactions is to go straight into punishment. You're grounded. Your phone's gone. No friends, no freedom. And I get it. It feels like you need to take control. But here's what actually happens. You do not stop the behavior. You just put it underground. Right? Prohibition has never worked and it will never work. Because what happens is instead of them being open and comfortable to talk to you, they just get better at hiding it. And once that trust is gone, it's really hard to get back. So instead of coming in hard, just slow it down. You've got time to figure out the consequences later. The first job is to understand what's actually going on. Do not ignore it. On the other end, some parents go the opposite way. They minimize it. It's probably just a phase. All kids try stuff, and they hope it sorts itself out. But hoping it goes away, that's not a plan. Because sometimes it is just experimentation. Sometimes it's not. And if you ignore it early, you absolutely lose your chance to step in while it's still small. So don't overreact, but don't underreact either. You just need to talk about it. And you just need to talk about it in the right way. For the love of God, don't interrogate them. This one just kills communication straight away. You sit them down. Come here, son. Mum and Dad want to talk to you. And then quickly it becomes an absolute interrogation. What did you take? Where did you get it? Who gave it to you? How many times? Are you lying to me? Why would you do this to us? And within about 30 seconds, they shut down. Or they tell you what they think you want to hear. Either way, this is no longer a conversation. It feels like they're in trouble. And once that happens, you are absolutely not getting the truth. So instead of going in like a copper, go in like you actually want to understand. Your tone and your approach to that conversation matters so much more than the actual questions. Don't shame them. This one does so much more damage than people realize. And that's things, I don't know, like, what's wrong with you? You've ruined everything. I can't believe you'd do this. It's stuff that's said in anger, that's rooted in that emotion, but man, it sticks. Shame doesn't and never will stop behavior. All it does is make people hide it. And when kids feel judged, they do not open up. They instinctively pull away. So what you need to do is separate the behavior from who they are. You can be clear that you're not okay with it. In fact, I would recommend that. However, you still need to make it clear that you are in their corner. This one happens so often and it never, ever works. Do not make it about you. This is the big one. And it's understandable, right? But it doesn't help. How could you do this to me after everything I've done for you? The moment it becomes about you, you've lost them. Because now they're either defending themselves or they're shutting down completely. This isn't about you. It's about what's going on for them. And if you want to actually help, you need to stay in that space. So if all that stuff doesn't work, what the hell does? You need to stay calm. Even if you're not, and I'm betting that you're not, you need to come across as calm. You need to look calm. You need to talk calmly. Because your reaction sets the tone for God knows how long, right? If you come in hot, they'll either fire up and fight back or they'll just shut down. So what you need to do is take an approach of getting curious. Instead of jumping straight to, what have you done? Try something as simple as, hey, what's been going on? There's a big difference there. One invites conversation and the other one demands an answer. You're not ignoring the fact that something's happening here. You're trying to understand it. Be inquisitive. Educate yourself. Because that's where the real answers are. The answers of why. Why are you doing this? What's going on? How can I help? Right? You want to be the person that they come to, not the person that they hide from. Because if things get worse and they feel like they can't talk to you, now you're in trouble. This is when things get really risky. Your mission in all of this is to play the long game. If you think you're going to fix it or solve it in a single conversation, you've already done more damage than help. You're not going to solve it in one sit-down chat. This is about your relationship with the kid over time. Consistency, calm conversations, and staying involved. That's what actually makes a difference. So if you take one thing from this, and I hope you do because that's kind of the point, that first reaction matters more than anything else. It can either shut everything down or keep that door open. And when it comes to this sort of stuff, keeping that door of conversation open is absolutely everything. This is real life stuff. This is real situations that parents find themselves in, and people don't always know how to handle it. And I understand that. And that's what this is all about. All right, I hope that you get something from this because that is kind of the point. But if not, that's absolutely okay. And I'm sorry I can't give you 10 minutes back. Right, but just have honest conversations. And you'll be surprised what can happen.